This book opens a clear plan for 1 year that changes how you act, think, and feel each day. Picture waking to a quiet room, feeling steady breathing in and out, tasting cool water, and feeling your feet on the floor with purpose. That first hour can decide whether the day helps you grow or just passes by. This audiobook gives simple steps that build energy, sharpen attention, and keep you moving forward even when things get hard. Every chapter teaches one practical skill you can use right away, from shaping your morning to protecting your attention to building habits that last. Each idea includes short actions you can do today, measurable ways to track progress, and straightforward routines to keep growing over weeks and months. These are not vague pep talks, but clear techniques backed by practice and easy to try tonight or tomorrow morning. You will learn how to focus without burning out, how to recover quickly after setbacks, and how to use quiet moments to plan smarter. You will get tools to handle strong feelings, talk with people so you are heard, and think more clearly under pressure. There are specific daily habits that strengthen both body and mind, and short reflection methods that help you learn faster from real life. Expect concrete exercises, short mental practices, and simple questions to answer at the end of each day. Expect to feel small wins that build into steady progress, and to notice how your choices shift toward what matters most. The work is strict but kind, and it asks for steady effort rather than perfection. A few surprising ideas are inside that most people overlook, like how small predictable actions beat bursts of effort, how limited input protects your focus, and how tiny rituals anchor long-term change. Try one practice and watch how it changes your next hour, then your next week. If the goal is to finish 2026 stronger, clearer, and more reliable in action, then this audio course gives the map, the pace, and the practical steps. Follow the plan, practice the skills, and keep checking what works. The result is not instant magic, but steady growth that adds up into real change. Stay with this recording and use the exercises, and you will leave this year with new habits, a clearer mind, and the confidence to keep improving. Chapter 1. Master your morning routine to activate unstoppable daily energy. The first moments of your day are more powerful than most people realize. How you start sets the tone for everything that follows. Every choice you make in those early hours shapes your focus, your mindset, and your energy. It determines whether you move through the day feeling in control or constantly reacting to circumstances. People often underestimate the impact of a morning routine because it seems small or simple, but simplicity is where power lives. Small, consistent actions compound over time to produce extraordinary results. Mastering your morning routine is not about rushing, forcing, or overwhelming yourself. It is about creating a structure that gives you energy, clarity, and control over your life. When you begin intentionally, your entire day flows with purpose. The first step to a powerful morning routine is understanding that the day does not start with your first thought or your first sip of coffee. It begins the night before. Preparation for the morning begins with intentional decisions made before sleep. The quality of your sleep impacts your energy, your emotional stability, and your ability to focus. Going to bed at a consistent time, avoiding unnecessary distractions, and preparing your environment are critical foundations. Lay out the tools you will need for the morning. Prepare your clothes, your workspace, and even your mind for the day ahead. Clarity in your environment translates into clarity in your mind. When you wake, the first thing you encounter should feel organized and purposeful. Chaos in your surroundings breeds chaos in your energy. Waking up intentionally means deciding that the first minutes of your day will serve you, not drain you. The moment your eyes open is your opportunity to take control. Resist the temptation to scroll on your phone or check notifications. Digital distractions in the first hour of your day hijack your focus and scatter your energy before you have fully arrived in yourself. Instead, focus on simple physical and mental actions that activate your body and mind. Begin with deep breathing. Take 3 to 5 intentional breaths, filling your lungs fully and releasing tension. This practice alone begins to shift your body out of a state of restlessness and into presence. You become aware of your body, your posture, and your energy. It is a small act with powerful effects because it signals to your nervous system that you are ready for the day. Movement is essential to morning energy. Your body is a machine that responds to use. Gentle stretching, yoga, or even a brisk walk immediately wakes up your muscles and your metabolism. Many people underestimate the connection between physical movement and mental clarity. A body in motion signals the mind that it is alive and ready to engage. When you move with intention, your energy rises naturally. It is not necessary to engage in a long or complex workout. First thing, even 10 minutes of focused movement generates circulation, increases oxygen in your blood, and elevates your alertness. Physical activity in the morning also strengthens discipline because it teaches your mind to act even when it does not feel like it. Discipline is cultivated in these small, consistent acts of commitment. Hydration is another cornerstone of energy. Your body has been without water for hours, and dehydration diminishes energy, concentration, and mood. Drinking water immediately after waking replenishes your system and signals to your body that nourishment is incoming. Consider adding a slice of lemon or a pinch of natural minerals to enhance hydration and stimulate digestion. Nutrition in the morning does not require complexity. A simple breakfast rich in protein, healthy fats, and fiber provides steady energy without spikes and crashes. Skipping nutrition or relying on sugar-laden options creates instability in your energy, making focus and productivity nearly impossible. Prioritize the fuel that sustains consistent mental and physical performance throughout the day. A morning routine must also address the mind. Energy without direction is wasted. The mind needs focus, clarity, and a sense of purpose. Meditation, journaling, or visualization are tools that align your thoughts and intentions. Meditation cultivates awareness and stillness, reducing reactivity and emotional volatility. Even 5 minutes of sitting quietly, observing your thoughts without judgment, creates a foundation for calm and deliberate action. Journaling organizes your mind, allows for reflection, and generates clarity on priorities. Write down your top goals for the day, your intentions, or your challenges. Externalizing thoughts frees mental space and creates a sense of control. Visualization engages the imagination to rehearse success, imagine positive outcomes, and build confidence. Mental practices prepare you to act decisively rather than drift through the day reactively. A key component of a morning routine is prioritization. Begin by identifying 1 or 2 critical actions that must be completed to move your life forward. These are not minor tasks or reactive items, but actions that create momentum and progress toward your most meaningful goals. By focusing on these high-leverage activities first, you ensure that your energy is invested in what matters most. Avoid the trap of spending your mornings on low-priority items simply because they are easy or urgent. Discipline is reinforced when you act according to purpose rather than habit or impulse. Each day becomes an opportunity to align your actions with your long-term vision. Consistency is the hidden power behind any morning routine. Rarely does a single morning create transformation. Transformation occurs when the routine becomes a non-negotiable practice. It becomes an automatic part of your identity. The person who consistently rises early, nourishes their body, engages their mind, and acts on their priorities does not rely on willpower alone. The routine itself generates energy, focus, and resilience. This consistency is the bedrock of mastery because it trains the mind and body to perform predictably at a high level. Habits compound. A disciplined morning routine, repeated daily, shapes character, confidence, and capability over months and years. Energy is also influenced by the environment in which your morning takes place. Natural light, fresh air, and a clean space all enhance mental clarity. Avoid starting your day in darkness, clutter, or chaos. Open your blinds, step outside if possible, or breathe fresh air into your room. These small adjustments have a profound impact on alertness, mood, and motivation. Surround yourself with cues that support focus and productivity. Remove distractions unnecessary clutter, and negative inputs. Create a space that signals to your brain that it is time to engage and excel. Environment is often overlooked, but is a simple, actionable lever to enhance energy and discipline. Another critical aspect of a morning routine is reflection on your purpose. Ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Connect your daily actions to larger goals and values. Purpose fuels energy. When you know the reason behind your actions, even difficult tasks become manageable. Without purpose, energy dissipates, focus falters, and motivation declines. Begin each day with a statement of intention or a mental reminder of your ultimate goals. Reinforce your commitment to growth, excellence, and progress. This simple act aligns mind and body to act with clarity and determination. Morning routines are also a tool for emotional regulation. Early in the day, you have the opportunity to set emotional tone before the world imposes its stresses. Practices like gratitude reflection, reading uplifting material, or engaging in positive self-talk stabilize emotions. Gratitude primes the mind to notice abundance and opportunity, rather than scarcity and challenge. Reading or listening to motivating material engages the intellect and inspires action. Positive self-talk combats negative internal narratives and reinforces confidence. When your emotional state is grounded in control, optimism, and resilience, you navigate challenges more effectively throughout the day. Accountability enhances the effectiveness of a morning routine. Track your actions, measure progress, and commit to improvement. Whether through journaling, a habit tracker, or self-assessment, monitoring reinforces discipline and provides insight into what is working and what is not. Accountability turns intentions into measurable results. It also cultivates self-respect, because you learn to honor commitments made to yourself. Respect for self creates a foundation for consistency, resilience, and mastery in all areas of life. There will be days when energy is low, schedules are disrupted, or external factors interfere. The key is not perfection, but deliberate action. Even a shortened routine maintains alignment and sets the tone. Discipline is not about harshness, but about persistent action toward your priorities despite challenges. Every day you engage intentionally, even imperfectly. You reinforce the habits and mindset of mastery. Implementing a morning routine also involves managing mental inputs. Avoid consuming news, social media, or negative content immediately upon waking. These inputs can trigger anxiety, distraction, or negative thinking. Begin the day with mental nutrition that informs, inspires, and elevates. Read, listen, or reflect on material that reinforces growth, resilience, and wisdom. Protecting your mind in the first hours preserves focus, clarity, and energy for meaningful action. A morning routine ultimately empowers you to control the one resource that cannot be replenished, your energy. Energy is the currency of achievement. Without energy, even the best plans, skills, or intentions are ineffective. By structuring your mornings to optimize body, mind, and environment, you amplify energy and capacity to perform at your best. This control over energy translates into better decisions, stronger focus, and greater accomplishment. Mastering your mornings is not about adding more tasks. It is about aligning actions with purpose to maximize output and fulfillment. Consistency, intentionality, and alignment are the pillars of a morning routine that activates unstoppable daily energy. By preparing the night before, prioritizing your highest leverage actions, nourishing your body, moving intentionally, focusing your mind, and protecting emotional and mental state, you establish a foundation for excellence. Each morning becomes a rehearsal for mastery, a deliberate start to a day where your potential is fully activated. Over time, these small, consistent actions accumulate into profound transformation. Discipline grows, focus sharpens, resilience strengthens, and energy becomes a reliable tool rather than a fleeting resource. The power of a morning routine lies in its ability to shape identity. The person who masters mornings is not someone who occasionally acts intentionally, but someone who consistently aligns actions with values and goals. Identity is formed through repeated behaviors. Each intentional morning reinforces the belief that you are capable, disciplined, and committed to excellence. This identity translates into all areas of life. Relationships improve, productivity increases, and personal growth accelerates. Mastering your morning is mastering the foundation of your life. Start with small steps. Begin with waking at a consistent time, drinking water, moving your body, and setting your intention for the day. Add journaling, reflection, or meditation as you build capacity. Prioritize high-impact actions. First, protect your mental inputs and commit to consistency. Monitor progress, adjust, and refine. Over weeks and months, the routine will become automatic, a part of your identity and a source of unstoppable energy. Mastering your morning is an act of self-respect. It is a declaration that your time, energy, and potential are valuable. It is a commitment to yourself to begin each day with purpose, clarity, and deliberate action. When mornings are intentional, the day becomes intentional. When the day is intentional, progress is inevitable. Life does not wait for the unprepared. Energy and focus are cultivated by design, not chance. By taking control of your mornings, you take control of your life. Energy in the morning is not fleeting. It can be sustained throughout the day by aligning every action with your priorities and purpose. The morning routine is the spark that ignites momentum. Momentum compounds into achievement, resilience, and mastery. Each day you engage deliberately, you reinforce habits that support growth and transformation. Over time, these consistent efforts elevate your physical, mental, and emotional capabilities to new levels. In essence, mastering your morning routine is mastering the day, the mind, and the self. It is an act of discipline that generates energy, clarity, focus, and resilience. The simplicity of action is its strength. By committing to this practice daily, you build the foundation for unstoppable progress in every area of life. The morning is not just a part of the day, it is the launchpad for transformation, achievement, and self-mastery. Every choice, every breath, every movement becomes a deliberate step toward becoming the person capable of living fully, achieving consistently, and mastering every aspect of life. The morning belongs to those who take it intentionally. Energy belongs to those who cultivate it with discipline and awareness. Mastery belongs to those who act consistently and with purpose. Begin each day with clarity, strength, and action, and the world will respond in kind. The path of self-mastery starts in the first hour, and it continues with every decision made afterward. This is the foundation of unstoppable energy, focus, and achievement. Daily commitment to this process transforms not only your mornings but your life. Master your morning, fuel your body, focus your mind, prioritize purpose, move intentionally, protect mental and emotional energy, and commit to consistency. These actions are the blueprint for unstoppable daily energy and the gateway to long-term self-mastery. Begin here, begin now, and the energy you cultivate will carry you into every challenge, every opportunity, and every success that 2026 holds. Your mornings will define your momentum, your focus, and your ability to thrive. Take command of them, and you take command of your life. Chapter 2. Develop laser focus to eliminate distractions and achieve goals. Developing laser focus is one of the most valuable skills anyone can cultivate because it transforms intention into action, ideas into results, and effort into measurable achievement. Focus is not just about paying attention, it is the ability to direct your mental energy toward what matters most while filtering out everything that distracts, delays, or diminishes your progress. In today's world, attention is constantly under assault. Notifications, social media, constant communication, and a barrage of stimuli create a persistent state of partial engagement. Every time your attention is pulled in multiple directions, energy is depleted, clarity is reduced, and progress slows. Developing laser focus requires intentional practice, self-awareness, and disciplined routines that protect and channel your mental energy. The first step in achieving high-level focus is understanding that the mind has limits. Trying to multitask is a productivity trap. The brain cannot fully attend to two demanding tasks simultaneously without losing efficiency. Switching constantly between tasks fragments attention and increases cognitive fatigue. Instead, commit to deep work, choose one high-value task, one meaningful goal, and devote uninterrupted time to it. Even short periods of concentrated effort, free from interruption, generate momentum. Consistency in practicing single-task focus builds mental endurance and rewires the brain to operate with precision and clarity. Eliminating distractions begins with awareness. Identify the sources that pull your attention away. These may be digital notifications, environmental noise, or even internal thoughts that wander toward worries or trivial concerns. Once identified, create an environment that minimizes these interruptions. Turn off unnecessary notifications, silence your phone, and arrange your workspace to reduce visual clutter. External control over your environment reinforces internal control over your mind. By limiting potential disruptions, you conserve mental energy for what truly matters. Time management is another cornerstone of focused action structure. Your day around blocks of uninterrupted work dedicated to specific objectives. Assign each block to a single meaningful task and resist the temptation to overfill your schedule. When the mind knows that time is allocated for a specific purpose, it can fully engage without distraction or fragmentation. Start with shorter periods, such as 45 to 60 minutes, and gradually extend these intervals as your concentration improves. Breaking work into focused intervals, followed by brief restorative breaks, sustains attention and prevents burnout. Mental clarity is essential for sustaining focus. Without clarity, the mind drifts, attention wavers, and priorities become blurred. Begin each task with a clear understanding of the desired outcome. Define precisely what constitutes completion or success. When objectives are specific, measurable, and actionable, the mind can channel energy efficiently toward achievement. Ambiguity, on the other hand, breeds procrastination and diffusion of effort. Clarity simplifies decision-making and allows for direct, purposeful action. Discipline strengthens focus by training the brain to follow intention rather than impulse. Habits of self-control, such as resisting unnecessary scrolling or delaying gratification, fortify attention. Discipline is like a muscle. It grows with repeated, consistent practice. Start by choosing small areas where focus can be exercised intentionally. Gradually increase the complexity and importance of tasks as your mental endurance expands. Every successful exercise of focus builds confidence, reduces susceptibility to distractions, and reinforces the belief that you control your attention rather than being controlled by it. The mind thrives on structure. Develop routines that signal to your brain when it is time to focus. Begin with simple rituals, such as reviewing your objectives for the day, creating a clean workspace, or taking a few deep breaths before starting a task. These signals prepare the brain to engage fully and consistently. Over time, these rituals create a mental state of readiness that allows concentration to arrive almost automatically. Structure removes ambiguity, reduces decision fatigue, and supports sustained attention. Energy management is deeply connected to focus. Mental fatigue erodes concentration and decision-making. Maintaining focus requires that physical and emotional energy be nurtured. Prioritize sleep, proper nutrition, hydration, and physical activity as foundational practices that support cognitive performance. Short bursts of movement or mindful breathing during work periods refresh the mind and prevent attention from waning. Energy and focus are intertwined. By taking care of the body, the mind is better able to maintain precise, sustained attention. Limiting inputs that fragment attention is critical. Avoid overconsumption of low-value content, such as aimless social media browsing, news cycles, or entertainment that does not contribute to your goals. These inputs may feel productive, but often train the mind to seek novelty rather than mastery. Instead, feed your mind with information and experiences that reinforce growth, knowledge, and skill development. Curate reading, listening, and learning in alignment with your objectives. Inputs should serve your goals rather than distract from them. Managing internal dialogue is equally important. Thoughts that wander toward fear, doubt, or procrastination erode focus. Practice observing your thoughts without attachment, acknowledging them, and returning attention to the task at hand. Mindfulness and meditation techniques enhance awareness of mental patterns and build the ability to redirect attention intentionally. The ability to notice distractions as they arise and return focus deliberately is central to developing unshakable concentration. Prioritization amplifies the impact of focus. Not every task is equally important. Identify the few tasks that generate the highest value toward your long-term goals. Devote energy to these critical actions first, ensuring that your most important work is completed when attention and energy are at their peak. Avoid spending time on low-impact tasks simply because they feel urgent or easy. Focus is most powerful when directed toward meaningful high-leverage activity. Break tasks into actionable steps to reduce mental friction. Large, undefined tasks overwhelm the mind and reduce focus. By dividing complex projects into manageable actions, clarity emerges and the brain can engage with confidence. Each step completed reinforces momentum and strengthens the ability to concentrate on the next action. Small wins accumulate, sustaining motivation and sharpening attention. Focus also requires emotional regulation. Stress, anxiety, or frustration can hijack attention and create mental turbulence. Develop practices that stabilize emotions, such as deep breathing, visualization of positive outcomes, or short periods of reflection before work. Emotional balance allows the mind to remain clear, alert, and fully engaged. A calm and disciplined mind is naturally more resistant to distraction and more capable of sustained concentration. Accountability is a multiplier for focus. Set measurable goals and track progress meticulously. Hold yourself responsible for completing tasks within allocated timeframes. Accountability reinforces discipline, provides clarity on progress, and sharpens attention by introducing a sense of ownership over results. It also cultivates resilience, as challenges or failures become learning opportunities rather than distractions. Every completed task strengthens confidence and reinforces the habit of sustained focus. The quality of your attention is more important than the quantity of time spent. Short periods of concentrated work often produce more meaningful results than long periods of distracted effort. Learn to value focused engagement over mere busyness. Measure success by outcomes achieved through attention rather than hours expended. Developing this mindset transforms how you allocate energy and ensures that your efforts are consistently effective. Avoid mental clutter by maintaining simplicity in tools, tasks, and objectives. Too many goals or competing priorities dilute attention. Identify the essential high-impact activities that align with long-term objectives and commit to them fully. Remove everything that does not contribute to measurable progress. Minimalism in action creates maximum clarity in thought. Focus is magnified when the mind is not burdened by unnecessary choices or competing demands. Reflection enhances the development of focus. At the end of each day, review what was accomplished, where attention was lost, and how concentration can be improved. This practice creates awareness, reinforces discipline, and informs adjustments to routines or strategies. Reflection is a tool for continuous improvement, ensuring that focus strengthens over time rather than remaining static. Finally, focus becomes a habit when it is reinforced through daily practice, intentional choices, and unwavering commitment to results. By consistently prioritizing what matters, minimizing distractions, managing energy, regulating emotion, and practicing single-task concentration, the mind develops the ability to engage deeply and persistently. Laser focus is not an innate gift, but a skill honed through disciplined action, awareness, and intentional design of both environment and routines. Developing this skill transforms life. Tasks that once felt overwhelming become manageable. Goals that seemed distant become achievable. Energy becomes aligned with purpose. Progress becomes inevitable. Focus is not merely a technique, it is the architecture of achievement. Those who master it can act decisively, resist temptation, and convert intention into extraordinary results. Laser focus is cultivated in the quiet, intentional decisions made consistently over time. Every distraction avoided, every high-leverage task prioritized, every practice of mental control strengthens the ability to concentrate deeply. This discipline carries into every area of life. It allows you to complete meaningful work, maintain clarity under pressure, and achieve goals that once seemed impossible. Focus is a skill, a habit, and a state of mind that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary outcomes. The ability to focus is also empowering because it creates freedom. Freedom from wasted energy, wasted time, and wasted potential. It allows you to act with authority over your life rather than being swept along by circumstance or reaction. When focus becomes habitual, results compound. Each day of intentional attention builds momentum that accelerates progress and mastery in all areas of life. Commit to developing laser focus as a non-negotiable skill. Protect your attention, manage your energy, prioritize what matters, and practice deliberate concentration daily. Avoid distractions, reduce mental clutter, regulate emotion, and reflect on progress. Each choice to direct your mind intentionally builds the foundation for extraordinary achievement. Focus is the gateway between intention and results, between potential and mastery. Master attention and every goal becomes attainable. The mind that can concentrate without interruption possesses the power to execute plans, solve problems, and achieve excellence. By implementing these practices consistently, you will develop a level of focus that transforms daily action into unstoppable momentum, creates clarity in decision making, and produces tangible, lasting success. Focus is cultivated, disciplined, and refined through daily practice. Each moment of intentional attention strengthens the skill, sharpens the mind, and prepares you to achieve at the highest level. Focus is not a temporary state, but a lifelong habit that grows stronger as you apply it with consistency and commitment. By mastering it, you take command of your time, your energy, and your results. When the mind is focused, the body acts with precision, decisions are executed with confidence, and goals are achieved with efficiency. This is the power of laser focus. Every day that attention is directed intentionally, you move closer to the life you desire, the mastery you seek, and the results you are capable of producing. Focus is the bridge between dreams and reality, the tool that converts potential into achievement, and the discipline that turns ordinary action into extraordinary outcomes. Chapter 3. Build resilient habits that strengthen your mind and body. Building resilient habits is the cornerstone of personal growth, because they create a foundation that supports both mental strength and physical endurance. Habits are the framework of daily life, shaping behavior, energy, and results. Strengthening the mind and body requires intentional routines that cultivate persistence, adaptability, and consistency. Resilience is not simply enduring challenges. It is the capacity to respond to adversity, recover quickly, and grow stronger from experience. Developing resilient habits means designing your life in a way that automatically reinforces these qualities, so that strength becomes a natural outcome of everyday actions. The first step to creating resilience is to focus on consistency rather than intensity. Many people assume that change requires dramatic effort, but small, repeated actions compound into extraordinary results. A daily commitment to improvement, even in small increments, produces more durable outcomes than sporadic bursts of extreme effort. For the mind, this might mean practicing mindfulness, journaling, or cognitive exercises that reinforce focus and clarity each day. For the body, it might involve a short, structured workout or a consistent sleep routine. Regularity cultivates reliability, and reliability builds the confidence necessary for resilient thinking. discipline is integral to habit formation. It ensures that actions are performed not because of motivation, which fluctuates, but because of deliberate choice and commitment. Motivation is transient, while discipline creates permanence. Establishing a habit requires identifying the triggers, routines, and rewards that reinforce it. Recognizing the circumstances that prompt action allows for intentional design of habits that align with desired outcomes. Consistent practice strengthens neural pathways in the brain, making actions automatic over time. The mind and body respond to repeated behaviors with increased efficiency, endurance, and stability. Resilient habits also require the integration of challenge and adaptation. Growth occurs when comfort is exceeded, and when the mind and body face stimuli that require adjustment. Physical resilience can be developed through structured stressors such as resistance training, cardiovascular effort, or endurance activities. These challenges increase capacity, stamina, and adaptability. Mental resilience develops by confronting discomfort, managing uncertainty, and facing difficult decisions. Both types of resilience are interconnected because a strong mind supports disciplined physical effort and a strong body reinforces mental fortitude. Reflection reinforces resilience by allowing for evaluation of habits, identification of obstacles, and assessment of progress. A structured review of daily and weekly actions provides insight into patterns, successes, and areas for improvement. Reflection also builds self-awareness, which is critical for recognizing when adjustment is needed. Habits that strengthen mind and body should evolve over time, adapting to increased capacity and shifting goals. Stagnant routines limit growth, while iterative refinement ensures continued development and resistance to complacency. Energy management underpins all resilient habits. The body and mind require fuel to sustain consistent performance. Nutrition, hydration, and restorative rest are essential components. A well-nourished body supports endurance, reduces fatigue, and enhances cognitive performance. Similarly, mental recovery through sleep, rest periods, and mindful detachment from stressors preserves clarity and motivation. Energy optimization ensures that resilient habits can be maintained without burnout, allowing for continued growth and consistent application. Accountability accelerates the formation of strong habits. When progress is measured and tracked, momentum increases and focus sharpens. Self-monitoring provides clarity about adherence, areas needing adjustment, and the tangible results of persistent effort. Accountability partners, coaches, or even structured self-reporting systems reinforce commitment and encourage adherence. Resilient habits thrive in an environment where performance is visible, evaluated, and intentionally nurtured. Emotional regulation is essential for resilience because stress, frustration, or negativity can undermine the formation of positive routines. Training the mind to respond rather than react cultivates stability. Techniques such as controlled breathing, visualization of success, and cognitive reframing provide practical tools for maintaining equanimity under pressure. Emotional control ensures that habits are performed consistently, even when circumstances are challenging. The capacity to act with calm determination strengthens the mind and supports sustained physical effort. Habit stacking is a powerful method to embed resilience in daily routines. Linking new habits to established ones increases adherence and reinforces consistency. For example, adding 5 minutes of meditation after brushing your teeth or incorporating stretching into a morning routine leverages existing behaviors to support new ones. Habit stacking minimizes friction, enhances efficiency, and builds compound effects over time. As these chains of behavior strengthen, the mind and body develop a reliable structure that withstands stress and supports continual progress. Environmental design is a critical but often overlooked factor in habit formation. The spaces we occupy influence behavior and decision. Making a clean, organized environment reduces mental friction and supports focus. Accessibility to tools and resources facilitates consistent practice, while removing distractions prevents deviations from routine. Structuring your surroundings to align with desired habits ensures that the mind and body are supported in their development. External cues reinforce internal commitment, making resilience a natural byproduct of deliberate environmental control. Setting progressive goals enhances habit development by providing measurable benchmarks and motivating incremental improvement. Goals should be specific, actionable, and challenging enough to encourage growth without being overwhelming. Gradual increases in difficulty build capacity, prevent stagnation, and enhance the mind's tolerance for challenge. Physical goals such as increasing strength or endurance, and mental goals such as mastering focus or memory exercises, create visible progress that reinforces continued effort. Each milestone achieved solidifies the habit, strengthens confidence, and expands capability. Mindset is the lens through which resilience is developed. Viewing challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles transforms experiences into growth moments. A mindset oriented toward learning, perseverance, and problem-solving supports habit adherence even in the face of difficulty. Mental flexibility allows for adaptation when routines are disrupted, ensuring that progress continues despite setbacks. A resilient mindset reframes challenges as temporary and solvable, reinforcing the ability to maintain consistent habits and strengthen the mind-body connection. Account for recovery and adaptation in all habits to prevent overextension. Resilient growth is sustainable, not destructive. Scheduled rest, active recovery, and mental breaks are essential components that prevent burnout, maintain motivation, and preserve long-term capacity. The body and mind require periods of restoration to process training, consolidate learning, and replenish energy. Neglecting recovery undermines resilience, while integrating it supports sustainable habit development, increased endurance, and improved performance. Focus on building habits that have cross-functional benefits. Practices that simultaneously improve physical, mental, and emotional resilience maximize efficiency and impact. For example, exercise supports physical endurance, releases stress, reducing chemicals, and enhances cognitive performance. Mindful movement, intentional breathing, and structured reflection practices contribute simultaneously to multiple dimensions of resilience. Selecting habits with compound benefits accelerates growth, strengthens integration between mind and body, and creates a foundation for sustained performance. Accountability extends beyond measurement. It includes ethical and value-based alignment. Resilient habits are reinforced when they are consistent with personal values, priorities, and identity. Actions that align with core principles are easier to maintain and carry intrinsic motivation. When habits reflect character and purpose, consistency becomes natural rather than forced. Alignment strengthens commitment, reduces internal conflict, and ensures that mind and body grow in harmony with authentic personal objectives. Tracking incremental progress amplifies motivation. Celebrating small victories reinforces consistency, builds confidence, and sustains momentum. Each repetition of a habit, each successful adherence, and each measurable improvement signals capability and encourages further commitment. Resilience grows not only from overcoming adversity but also from recognition of incremental progress. These affirmations of effort strengthen self-efficacy and reinforce the cycle of consistent practice. Integration of mental visualization with physical action enhances habit effectiveness. Imagining successful execution primes neural pathways, reinforces confidence, and prepares the mind for performance. When combined with consistent physical or cognitive effort, visualization accelerates mastery, strengthens mental resilience, and supports consistent adherence. The mind-body connection is fortified through simultaneous mental rehearsal and physical practice, creating habits that are robust, adaptable, and enduring. Resilient habits develop patience as a byproduct of consistent practice. Real transformation does not occur overnight. Long-term dedication builds depth, endurance, and stability. Understanding that results emerge from cumulative effort strengthens persistence and reduces susceptibility to discouragement. Patience reinforces consistency, ensures sustainable growth, and cultivates the mental toughness necessary to sustain habits in the face of challenges. Finally, resilient habits are designed to withstand disruption. Life is unpredictable, and external circumstances will inevitably create challenges. Habits that are adaptable, deeply ingrained, and aligned with personal values endure when conditions shift. The mind and body, trained through structured, consistent practice, maintain performance under stress, recover quickly, and continue to develop. Resilience is not the absence of difficulty, but the capacity to thrive despite it. Building resilient habits requires intention, consistency, discipline, reflection, and alignment with core values. Each action taken daily strengthens the mind, enhances physical capacity, and reinforces the ability to respond effectively to challenges. Over time, these habits compound, producing strength, endurance, clarity, and confidence. The person who consistently builds resilience is equipped to achieve goals, overcome obstacles, and maintain performance regardless of circumstances. Habits are the vehicle through which mastery of mind and body is achieved, and resilience is the engine that drives continuous growth. The process of habit formation is also a process of self-discovery. Each challenge faced, each repetition completed, and each adjustment made provides insight into personal capacity, strengths, and areas for improvement. Awareness of these patterns reinforces the ability to refine routines, optimize performance, and maintain focus on long-term objectives. Self-knowledge deepens as habits are practiced, creating an informed, intentional approach to growth. In conclusion, building resilient habits strengthens both mind and body by combining discipline, consistency, reflection, adaptation, and alignment with purpose. Habits cultivate endurance, sharpen mental faculties, enhance physical capacity, and instill confidence in the ability to overcome obstacles. They are the practical foundation of self-mastery, ensuring that energy, focus, and performance are sustained over time. By intentionally designing habits that reinforce resilience, every day becomes an opportunity to grow stronger, act with purpose, and move closer to the life envisioned. Chapter 4. Transform limiting beliefs into empowering thoughts that drive action. Transforming limiting beliefs into empowering thoughts is one of the most profound actions a person can take to change the course of their life. Beliefs shape perception, influence decisions, and dictate the energy we bring to every task. Most people operate under unexamined assumptions about what they can or cannot achieve. These beliefs are rarely based on reality. They are often echoes of past experiences, societal conditioning, or fear-driven thinking. When unchallenged, they silently dictate behavior, erode confidence, and limit potential. To create meaningful change, it is essential to identify these mental constraints and consciously replace them with thoughts that expand possibility, foster resilience, and drive deliberate action. The first step is to become aware of your limiting beliefs. Awareness is the doorway to transformation. Many beliefs operate beneath conscious thought, subtly shaping how you approach opportunities, challenges, and relationships. Take time to observe your self-talk. Notice recurring patterns of doubt, hesitation, or negativity. These are indicators of beliefs that restrict growth. Writing down thoughts that arise during decision-making or self-reflection exposes repeated messages that no longer serve you. Awareness alone does not change belief, but it reveals the starting point from which transformation begins. Once identified, challenge the validity of these beliefs. Question their origin, accuracy, and applicability to your current life. Often, limiting beliefs are relics of past failures, criticism, or conditioned thinking, rather than truths. Ask yourself whether these assumptions are universally true or merely perceived restrictions. Replace generalizations with evidence-based assessment. For example, if you believe that you are not capable of handling complex projects, Recall past instances where you successfully completed difficult tasks. Recognizing contradictions between belief and reality opens the door to new, empowering perspectives. Replacing limiting beliefs requires consistent, intentional mental practice. Thought patterns are ingrained over years and do not shift instantly. Begin by introducing statements that reflect empowerment, capability, and growth. Affirmations can be effective if repeated with focus and conviction. Instead of saying, "I am not good at this," replace it with, "I am learning to master this, and I improve each day." The wording matters because the mind interprets language literally. Words that suggest possibility, growth, and control reinforce neural pathways aligned with action and resilience. Visualization strengthens the process of transformation. Mentally rehearsing success, problem-solving, and confident performance trains the brain to anticipate and expect positive outcomes. Visualization activates the same neural circuits as actual practice, creating readiness and reinforcing belief in capability. By repeatedly imagining yourself succeeding in challenging situations, the mind gradually aligns perception with action. Over time, the imagined scenarios transition into real-world behavior, building confidence and reducing hesitation. Action accelerates belief transformation. Thoughts alone are insufficient if they are not supported by deliberate effort. When a new empowering belief is introduced, it must be tested through action. Small, intentional steps that contradict the limiting belief provide tangible proof of capability. If the belief states, "I cannot lead this project," taking a step to contribute ideas, organize tasks, or support the team challenges the assumption directly. Each successful action reinforces the new thought, gradually replacing the old belief with evidence-based confidence. Environment plays a pivotal role in shaping beliefs. Surrounding yourself with people, resources, and experiences that reinforce empowerment strengthens new mental patterns. Seek mentors, peers, or communities that model resilience, growth, and confidence. Remove influences that perpetuate doubt, negativity, or fear. The messages absorbed from the environment either support transformation or hinder it. By curating a supportive context, the mind receives reinforcement for empowering thoughts and minimizes the chance of reverting to limiting patterns. Emotional engagement enhances the replacement of beliefs. Emotions act as amplifiers for thought patterns. When new empowering thoughts are paired with feelings of excitement, determination, or pride, they become more deeply ingrained. Simple practices like recalling moments of achievement, imagining the emotional satisfaction of success, or feeling gratitude for progress activate emotional circuits that reinforce cognitive change. The mind associates positive emotion with the empowering belief, creating a feedback loop that strengthens commitment and persistence. Reflection consolidates the transformation process. Regularly reviewing experiences where old beliefs were challenged and new thoughts were applied strengthens understanding and reinforces neural pathways. Reflection allows recognition of progress, identification of areas requiring further adjustment, and reinforcement of successful strategies. Journaling, contemplation, or structured self-review creates clarity and consolidates the integration of new, empowering beliefs into daily thought and action. Language is a powerful tool for shaping belief. The words used to describe experiences, goals, and self-perception frame thought processes. Avoid self-deprecating or deterministic language. Replace statements like, "I always fail" with, "I am learning and improving with each effort." Shifting language shifts perception. The way challenges are described influences emotional response, confidence, and willingness to take action. Words must consistently reflect possibility, growth, and control. This linguistic consistency fortifies new beliefs and erodes the old limitations. Habitual reinforcement is necessary to solidify new beliefs. Daily practice of empowering thoughts, intentional action, and reflection ensures that new patterns replace old ones permanently. Like building physical strength, mental transformation requires repetition, progressive challenge, and persistence. Every day presents opportunities to practice belief. Driven action, missed opportunities are lessons, not failures. Persistence, despite discomfort or resistance, is the defining factor in embedding empowering beliefs into identity. Focus on the process rather than outcome. Limiting beliefs often attach themselves to fear of failure, external validation or comparison. Emphasizing consistent action, learning, and growth reduces anxiety and allows the mind to absorb new thought patterns effectively. The process itself builds confidence and capability. Mastery of thought emerges naturally when attention is placed on deliberate effort rather than the pressure of instant results. Critical thinking strengthens the capacity to transform beliefs, analyze assumptions, question evidence, and separate perception from reality. Avoid accepting internal or external narratives without scrutiny. Limiting beliefs thrive when critical thinking is absent. Engaging with logic, evaluating experiences objectively, and challenging habitual assumptions creates a mental environment where empowering beliefs can thrive. Analytical awareness complements emotional engagement and action, forming a comprehensive approach to transformation. Celebrate incremental successes. Every instance where a limiting belief is confronted and replaced is progress. Recognition of these moments reinforces the mind's trust in new thought patterns. Small wins accumulate into confidence, momentum, and resilience. Acknowledging progress prevents discouragement, strengthens identity aligned with growth, and reinforces the habit of acting from empowering beliefs rather than fear or doubt. Integration of new beliefs into identity ensures durability. Beliefs are most effective when they become part of who you are, rather than temporary thoughts. Repeated action, emotional engagement, and reflection gradually reshape self-perception. When empowering beliefs define identity, decisions, actions, and energy naturally align with growth. The mind no longer resists change, but operates from a foundation of confidence, capability, and purpose. Empowering beliefs also expand the range of possibilities considered. When limitations are removed, creative problem-solving, ambition, and innovative thinking increase. The mind perceives opportunity rather than restriction. This shift changes behavior, energy, and decision-making. Limiting assumptions shrink, and options previously unseen become accessible. Expansion of mental capacity leads to tangible results because action is driven by potential, not fear. Accountability reinforces transformation. Sharing intentions, tracking progress, or reporting actions to oneself or a trusted partner strengthens commitment. Accountability bridges thought and action, ensuring that empowering beliefs translate into real-world outcomes. External and internal accountability structures reinforce persistence, maintain focus, and provide objective evaluation of progress. They create a system in which beliefs are not merely aspirational, but actionable and measurable. Ultimately, transforming limiting beliefs into empowering thoughts is a process of deliberate awareness, intentional action, emotional engagement, and consistent reinforcement. The mind responds to evidence, experience, and repetition. By observing constraints, challenging validity, replacing them with growth-oriented statements, practicing reinforcing actions, and reflecting on outcomes, new belief patterns emerge. These beliefs drive consistent action, build resilience, and expand potential. Empowering beliefs are not static. They require continual assessment, refinement, and strengthening. Life presents new challenges, and the mind naturally encounters doubt or fear. Returning to the process of awareness, questioning, and reinforcement ensures that beliefs remain aligned with goals and purpose. Continuous application of these principles maintains momentum, confidence, and capability. The transformation of thought is an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. By mastering the process of belief transformation, life becomes directed by intention rather than limitation. Every decision, action, and goal can be approached with confidence, clarity, and focus. Limiting beliefs lose power, and empowering thoughts drive effort, resilience, and achievement. The mind becomes a tool for growth, energy, and purposeful action. Transformation begins internally, and the effects extend to every area of life. Chapter 5. Create consistent momentum by planning and executing daily tasks. Creating consistent momentum is essential for translating vision into reality, because action without structure is scattered and fleeting. Momentum is not merely moving forward. It is the force that compounds effort, builds confidence, and transforms small daily actions into substantial results over time. Every task, no matter how minor, contributes to this forward motion when executed intentionally and systematically. Without a plan, energy dissipates, priorities blur, and progress becomes erratic. Momentum emerges from the combination of clarity, deliberate action, and disciplined follow-through. And it requires an approach that integrates planning, execution, and reflection. The first step to building momentum is clarity about objectives. Every day should have clearly defined tasks that serve a larger purpose. When goals are vague, attention scatters and energy is wasted. Define what is essential, measurable, and meaningful. Understanding why each task matters fuels motivation and establishes a sense of direction. This clarity anchors action, providing a reference point that guides decisions and maintains focus even when challenges arise. Without clearly defined goals, momentum cannot sustain itself because the mind lacks a coherent path forward. Once objectives are identified, plan tasks strategically, break goals into actionable steps that can be realistically accomplished within a day. Prioritization is key. Focus on high-impact activities first, ensuring that the most valuable actions are completed while energy and attention are at their peak. Planning also reduces cognitive load. When the brain knows what to do, and when energy can be devoted entirely to execution rather than decision, making strategic planning transforms intention into actionable sequences that consistently drive progress. Execution is the engine of momentum. A plan without action is inert, and momentum relies on consistent movement. Begin each task with full engagement, eliminating procrastination or hesitation. Avoid overanalyzing or waiting for perfect conditions. Progress is generated through deliberate effort, repeated consistently over time. Action fuels momentum by creating forward motion, building confidence and generating results that reinforce commitment. Each completed task serves as a building block, strengthening the habit of persistent action. Consistency is the defining element of momentum. Sporadic effort produces temporary results that quickly fade. Momentum is reinforced through routine, repetition, and disciplined adherence to the plan. Establish a daily structure that prioritizes essential tasks while allowing flexibility for unforeseen circumstances. Performing actions consistently embeds habits that carry forward automatically, reducing reliance on fluctuating motivation. The accumulation of small, consistent actions creates a compounding effect, generating energy, confidence, and measurable progress. Time management is integral to sustaining momentum. Allocate specific blocks of time for focused work, ensuring uninterrupted attention on critical tasks. Avoid multitasking, which fragments energy and reduces effectiveness. Use structured intervals for work and recovery, such as focused sprints followed by short breaks. This rhythm preserves mental clarity and maintains performance over extended periods. Proper time allocation ensures that essential actions are executed efficiently and consistently, providing a steady flow of accomplishment that strengthens momentum. Tracking progress reinforces forward motion. Recording completed tasks, measuring results, and evaluating outcomes creates accountability and visibility. This practice reinforces confidence by showing tangible evidence of achievement. Progress tracking also highlights areas that require adjustment, allowing for refinement in planning and execution. Awareness of movement toward objectives fuels motivation, energizes action, and strengthens commitment to consistent progress. Momentum builds as progress accumulates and becomes visible, encouraging continued effort. Resilience amplifies momentum because setbacks are inevitable. Challenges, interruptions, or failures can slow forward motion if met with discouragement or hesitation. Develop the ability to adapt, recover, and continue without losing pace. View obstacles as temporary disruptions rather than permanent barriers. A resilient mindset maintains focus on the next actionable step, ensuring that momentum continues despite resistance. Recovery from setbacks reinforces persistence, strengthens confidence, and sustains the chain of forward progress. Energy management supports consistent execution. Physical, mental, and emotional resources must be maintained to perform tasks effectively. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, and restorative breaks optimize capacity for sustained work. Mental clarity and physical endurance are critical for executing daily plans without decline in quality. Momentum thrives when energy levels are sufficient to maintain focus, creativity, and efficiency throughout the day. Neglecting energy leads to inconsistent action, which breaks the chain of progress and undermines long-term achievement. Micro-actions build momentum by transforming large objectives into manageable steps. Breaking tasks into small, actionable components reduces resistance and increases the likelihood of completion. Each micro-action produces a sense of accomplishment, reinforces capability, and generates psychological momentum. Small wins accumulate and create an upward spiral of confidence and performance. Momentum is strengthened through repeated execution of these manageable steps, which collectively achieve substantial outcomes over time. Focus enhances the efficiency of momentum. Direct attention to the task at hand, avoiding distractions that dilute energy and fragment effort. Concentrated action accelerates progress and ensures high-quality execution. Focus also provides clarity, allowing the mind to recognize patterns, identify opportunities, and solve problems quickly. By sustaining attention on meaningful tasks, the energy invested produces measurable results, which compound to create powerful momentum over days, weeks, and months. Reflection improves planning and execution by evaluating effectiveness and identifying lessons learned. At the end of each day, review what was accomplished, where progress slowed, and how execution can be refined. Reflection strengthens insight, sharpens decision-making, and informs adjustments that increase efficiency in subsequent days. Momentum is reinforced when action is deliberate and iterative, allowing consistent improvement rather than blind repetition. Continuous learning ensures that every effort contributes to growth and strengthens future performance. Environment shapes the ability to sustain momentum. Reduce obstacles, distractions, and friction that impede action. Create spaces and systems that facilitate immediate engagement with tasks. Tools, resources, and surroundings should support productivity and simplify execution. A conducive environment allows energy to flow into meaningful action rather than being dissipated on resistance or decision fatigue. Momentum is amplified when external conditions reinforce internal commitment and enable seamless execution of planned tasks. Accountability accelerates the creation of consistent momentum. Reporting actions, sharing goals, or tracking progress publicly strengthens commitment and reinforces discipline. Accountability transforms intention into action by introducing structure, consequence, and measurement. The presence of accountability encourages persistence, discourages procrastination, and reinforces the habit of forward movement. Momentum increases when performance is observed, evaluated, and intentionally supported by accountability mechanisms. Integration of habits into routines ensures momentum is automatic rather than dependent on fluctuating motivation. When high-value actions are performed consistently at specific times, they become ingrained, requiring less conscious effort. Habitual execution produces natural forward motion, sustaining momentum even when external factors fluctuate. Consistent routines anchor progress, reduce decision fatigue, and embed a rhythm of achievement into daily life. Over time, these routines create a self-sustaining cycle of action that compounds results exponentially. Prioritizing tasks based on value ensures that momentum is focused on actions that yield meaningful outcomes. Not all tasks are equal, and allocating effort to high leverage activities maximizes results. This strategic focus prevents energy dilution on low-impact activities and ensures that daily execution contributes directly to long-term objectives. Momentum accelerates when each action advances significant goals, creating cumulative effect and increasing efficiency of effort. Adaptability sustains momentum in dynamic circumstances. Flexibility in approach ensures that changes, interruptions, or unforeseen challenges do not halt forward progress. Adapting strategies while maintaining focus on core objectives preserves energy and execution flow. Momentum is not about rigid adherence, but about continuous forward motion, even when adjustments are required. The ability to pivot without losing pace strengthens persistence, resilience, and overall effectiveness. Momentum is reinforced by celebrating progress. Recognition of completed tasks, achieved milestones, or incremental growth provides psychological reinforcement. Celebrating success enhances confidence, motivation, and commitment to continued action. Positive reinforcement strengthens habits, encourages persistence, and fuels ongoing movement. Acknowledging achievements, even small ones, ensures that momentum is both sustained and amplified over time. Ultimately, creating consistent momentum requires a combination of clarity, planning, focused execution, energy management, resilience, and reflection. It is the intentional alignment of daily tasks with meaningful objectives that produces forward motion, builds confidence, and generates cumulative results. Momentum is not accidental. It emerges from disciplined action, strategic planning, and continuous evaluation. By implementing these principles, daily efforts become a powerful engine of progress, turning intention into measurable achievement and consistent forward motion into long-term success. Momentum is the bridge between action and results. Every completed task reinforces capability, strengthens habits, and compounds into larger achievements. Daily commitment to planning and executing high-value tasks creates a rhythm of progress that becomes unstoppable over time. The individual who consistently harnesses this approach experiences clarity, energy, and tangible outcomes. Momentum is the force that transforms consistent effort into extraordinary results, establishing the foundation for mastery in all areas of life. Chapter 6. Cultivate emotional intelligence to navigate challenges with calm confidence. Cultivating emotional intelligence is one of the most powerful skills for navigating life effectively because it enables a person to remain composed, make wise decisions, and respond thoughtfully under pressure. Emotional intelligence is not about suppressing feelings or pretending to be unaffected. It is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions in oneself and others while using that awareness to guide behavior. Developing this skill allows you to handle challenges with clarity, maintain stable relationships, and make decisions grounded in insight rather than impulse. When emotional intelligence is strengthened, stress becomes manageable, conflicts become opportunities for understanding, and personal influence grows naturally. The first step in cultivating emotional intelligence is developing self-awareness. This involves paying attention to your emotions in real time and understanding how they influence thoughts, decisions, and actions. Recognizing patterns in your emotional responses provides insight into triggers, habitual reactions, and areas for improvement. Journaling, reflective questioning, and mindful observation of daily experiences are practical methods for enhancing awareness. Being aware of emotional states allows you to respond deliberately rather than reacting automatically, creating space for calm, confident action in all situations. Self-regulation is the next critical component. Once emotions are understood, they can be managed effectively. This does not mean avoiding emotion. It means channeling feelings constructively. Techniques such as controlled breathing, pausing before responding, and reframing challenges support emotional stability. When self-regulation is practiced consistently, impulsive reactions diminish. Stress responses are moderated, and resilience is strengthened. This creates a foundation for acting with clarity and purpose, even when circumstances are difficult or unexpected. Empathy is a central element of emotional intelligence. Understanding the emotions of others, interpreting their perspective, and responding appropriately enhances communication and strengthens relationships. Empathy requires active listening, observation of verbal and nonverbal cues, and genuine attention to context. By recognizing and valuing the feelings of others, interactions become more collaborative and less reactive. Empathy also fosters trust, reduces misunderstandings, and allows influence to be exercised through understanding rather than coercion. Motivation is another aspect of emotional intelligence. Internally driven individuals can maintain focus and effort despite challenges or setbacks. Understanding personal drivers and aligning actions with meaningful objectives enhances resilience. Motivation coupled with emotional awareness ensures that energy is directed toward productive efforts and sustained over time. It also helps in maintaining optimism, persistence, and confidence in the face of obstacles, providing an emotional anchor that reinforces growth and achievement. Social skills are a practical application of emotional intelligence. Effective communication, conflict resolution, and influence depend on the ability to read emotional cues and respond appropriately. Cultivating strong interpersonal skills enables collaboration, negotiation, and leadership without relying on dominance or aggression. Social competence is developed through deliberate practice, observation, and feedback. Strengthening these skills increases effectiveness in personal, professional, and community contexts, enabling smoother navigation through complex interactions. Emotional intelligence also requires managing stress effectively. Stress is inevitable, but how it is perceived and handled determines its impact on performance and well-being. Stress management strategies such as mindfulness, structured problem-solving, physical activity, and relaxation techniques help maintain equilibrium. By responding to stress rather than reacting impulsively, cognitive clarity is preserved, decision-making improves, and relationships are maintained even under pressure. Emotional resilience grows when stress is approached as a manageable challenge rather than an overwhelming threat. Awareness of cognitive biases strengthens emotional intelligence. Recognizing how assumptions, judgments, and mental shortcuts influence perception and behavior allows for greater objectivity. Awareness of bias reduces emotional reactivity, enhances problem-solving, and supports fair and balanced decision-making. By integrating objective assessment with emotional insight, actions become more rational, deliberate, and aligned with long-term objectives rather than immediate impulses. Reflection consolidates emotional growth by providing insight into responses, successes, and areas for improvement. Evaluating interactions, decisions, and reactions allows for fine-tuning of emotional responses. This practice develops self-correction, enhances awareness, and improves resilience. Consistent reflection encourages intentional adjustments to behavior, strengthens self-control, and reinforces a mindset of continuous improvement. Reflection ensures that emotional intelligence evolves rather than remaining static. Developing emotional intelligence includes cultivating adaptability. Life presents constant change and unpredictability, and the ability to remain composed while adjusting to new circumstances is crucial. Flexibility in thought and action reduces conflict, preserves energy, and enhances problem-solving. Adaptability allows emotional responses to remain constructive rather than disruptive, supporting consistent performance and steady progression toward goals, despite shifting conditions. Emotional intelligence also enhances decision-making. Emotions provide valuable information, signaling priorities, risks, and preferences. By integrating emotional awareness with logical analysis, decisions are more holistic and effective. Recognizing emotional influences ensures that choices are intentional and balanced, avoiding impulsive or reactive outcomes. Decisions informed by both insight and emotion foster confidence, clarity, and long-term success. Habits of emotional regulation build over time through deliberate repetition. Daily practices such as mindfulness, meditation, focused breathing, and reflective exercises strengthen neural pathways associated with calm, deliberate responses. Repetition reinforces stability and ensures that emotional intelligence becomes automatic rather than effortful. These habits create a resilient foundation, allowing challenges to be navigated with consistency, patience, and poise. Accountability supports the development of emotional intelligence by linking self-awareness to action, tracking emotional responses, soliciting feedback from trusted individuals, and assessing behavior against standards of conduct provides objective measures of growth. Accountability encourages consistent effort, highlights areas for development, and reinforces the alignment of emotions with deliberate goals. It transforms emotional awareness into actionable skill, ensuring meaningful improvement over time. Emotional intelligence improves conflict management by allowing responses to be guided by understanding rather than reactivity. Recognizing underlying emotions, maintaining composure, and applying constructive strategies reduce tension and facilitate resolution. Handling disputes calmly preserves relationships, sustains credibility, and encourages collaboration. This skill is particularly valuable in high-pressure situations where outcomes depend on measured responses and strategic communication. Cultivating gratitude enhances emotional intelligence by shifting focus from negativity and scarcity to appreciation and possibility. Gratitude practices strengthen positive emotional states, improve resilience, and foster better social connections. When the mind regularly acknowledges strengths, opportunities, and contributions, emotional stability is reinforced, enabling confident navigation of challenges. Positive emotional habits reduce reactivity and increase capacity for rational, thoughtful action. Visualization of emotional mastery supports internalization of skill. Mentally rehearsing scenarios with calm, confident responses prepares the mind for real-world application. Imagining challenges being met effectively strengthens neural patterns associated with composure and strategic thinking. Visualization reduces anxiety, increases confidence, and enhances performance when encountering actual difficulties. The practice primes both mind and body to respond in alignment with developed emotional intelligence. Integrating emotional intelligence into daily routines ensures practical application. Each interaction, decision, and response becomes an opportunity to exercise skill. Intentional engagement reinforces learning and strengthens neural pathways associated with self-control, empathy, and resilience. Over time, emotional intelligence becomes an automatic filter for perception, judgment, and action, improving relationships, decision-making, and personal influence consistently. Ultimately, cultivating emotional intelligence is a lifelong practice that transforms challenges into opportunities for growth. It enables consistent clarity, composure, and strategic action in all aspects of life. By developing self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, social skills, adaptability, and reflection, individuals gain the ability to navigate complex situations with confidence and insight. Emotional intelligence is the foundation of personal mastery, enhancing mental resilience, relationship quality, and effective leadership while creating the conditions for sustained achievement. Chapter 7. Expand your learning daily to grow smarter and stronger. Expanding your learning daily is essential for personal growth because knowledge, skill, and insight compound over time, transforming potential into capability. Continuous learning keeps the mind agile, sharpens decision-making, and equips you to handle challenges with greater confidence. Growth is not accidental, it is intentional and deliberate, requiring consistent effort to absorb new information, develop understanding, and apply it meaningfully. Every day presents opportunities to acquire knowledge, refine skills, and challenge assumptions. And those who seize these opportunities build a foundation of resilience, creativity, and intelligence that propels them forward in life. The first step in daily learning is cultivating curiosity. A curious mind actively seeks to understand, explore, and question. Curiosity drives engagement with new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. It transforms ordinary tasks into opportunities for insight and turns mistakes into lessons. Approaching each day with a mindset of inquiry encourages the identification of gaps in understanding and motivates the pursuit of knowledge. Curiosity fuels learning by making the process intentional, enjoyable, and deeply engaging. Structured learning enhances consistency and efficiency, identifying specific areas to develop, such as technical skills, communication, problem-solving, or critical thinking, creates direction and focus. Planning dedicated time for study, reading, and practice ensures that learning is sustained rather than sporadic. Consistency is key because knowledge and skill grow through repetition and reinforcement. Daily investment in learning, even in small increments, compounds into substantial improvement over time. Active engagement with material strengthens comprehension and retention. Passive exposure, such as skimming content or listening without reflection, produces limited benefit. Instead, apply techniques like note-taking, summarization, discussion, and teaching others to deepen understanding. Engaging with information actively transforms knowledge into practical ability. Application ensures that what is learned is integrated into thinking and behavior rather than remaining theoretical or superficial. Diverse learning sources expand perspective. Reading books, listening to experts, attending workshops, and engaging with different media exposes the mind to multiple viewpoints, strategies, and insights. Diversity of input prevents stagnation, reduces bias, and enhances creativity. The mind becomes capable of connecting ideas, identifying patterns, and generating solutions that a narrower approach would overlook. Broad exposure strengthens intelligence by fostering flexible thinking and adaptability. Reflection consolidates learning by connecting new information to prior knowledge, taking time to review what has been absorbed, questioning assumptions, and identifying patterns deepens understanding. Reflection also highlights gaps, misconceptions, and areas for further exploration. By integrating new insights with existing mental frameworks, learning becomes more meaningful, actionable, and applicable to real-life challenges. Reflection transforms accumulation of information into wisdom and practical skill. Learning is amplified through deliberate practice. Theory without application remains incomplete. Implementing new skills, solving problems, or experimenting with strategies reinforces neural pathways, making competence automatic over time. Practice builds confidence, develops expertise, and accelerates mastery. Even small, focused efforts repeated consistently create significant improvement and internalization of knowledge. Learning becomes tangible when paired with action rather than remaining abstract. Feedback is essential for effective growth. Receiving critique, guidance, or alternative perspectives exposes blind spots, strengthens understanding, and prevents stagnation. Feedback should be sought actively, analyzed objectively, and applied constructively. This process accelerates learning by revealing errors, highlighting areas for improvement, and encouraging adaptation. The ability to accept and implement feedback demonstrates maturity, flexibility, and commitment to continuous development. Curating a learning environment maximizes focus and retention, reducing distractions, organizing resources, and creating a dedicated space for study supports concentration and efficiency. An environment aligned with learning goals encourages immersion, minimizes cognitive friction, and reinforces commitment. Surrounding oneself with books, tools, and supportive influences enhances both the quality and quantity of knowledge absorbed. Thoughtful environmental design transforms learning from an occasional activity into an integrated part of daily life. Teaching or sharing knowledge strengthens mastery. Explaining concepts, mentoring others, or presenting ideas forces clarity of thought and deeper comprehension. Teaching reveals gaps in understanding and solidifies internalization. The act of communicating knowledge externally reinforces mental structures internally, creating stronger neural connections and practical application. Sharing insights also builds social influence, credibility, and collaborative intelligence. Time management is critical to sustaining daily learning. Allocating focused intervals for study, practice, and reflection ensures consistent engagement. Structured time blocks reduce procrastination and maintain momentum. Prioritizing learning alongside other responsibilities ensures that skill development is continuous rather than sporadic. Consistent dedication to allocated timeframes allows knowledge to accumulate systematically, producing measurable progress and reinforcing discipline. Curiosity-driven exploration enhances creativity and problem-solving. Engaging with ideas outside immediate expertise encourages lateral thinking, innovation, and adaptability. Exposure to new concepts stimulates the mind to combine knowledge in novel ways, generating solutions and strategies that may not arise from conventional approaches. Learning expands not only factual knowledge, but also the ability to think critically, reason strategically, and approach challenges creatively. Reading is a cornerstone of daily learning. Selecting materials that challenge assumptions, deepen knowledge, or provide practical strategies enriches the mind. Diverse genres, including biographies, technical guides, and literature, provide insight into human behavior, problem-solving, and critical thought. Reading with intention, highlighting key points, and summarizing insights maximizes retention and applicability. Daily reading strengthens comprehension, vocabulary, analytical skills, and mental resilience. Integration of technology can accelerate learning. Online courses, podcasts, digital tools, and interactive platforms provide access to vast knowledge efficiently. Utilizing these resources strategically expands exposure, supports skill development, and enables flexible engagement. Technology allows for immediate application, repeated review, and access to expert guidance, complementing traditional methods and creating opportunities for continuous, self-directed learning. Developing memory and cognitive skills supports retention and understanding. Techniques such as spaced repetition, visualization, association, and mental rehearsal strengthen recall and application. Memory is a critical tool in building cumulative knowledge, allowing insights to be connected and applied effectively. Enhancing cognitive skills through deliberate mental exercises maintains agility, improves problem-solving, and supports lifelong learning capacity. Adaptability ensures that learning is relevant and actionable. Knowledge alone is insufficient if it cannot be applied in dynamic contexts. Learning should be oriented toward practical implementation, flexibility, and problem-solving. Adapting new insights to changing circumstances reinforces comprehension, strengthens skills, and maximizes utility. The ability to adjust knowledge to diverse situations amplifies the impact of daily learning and ensures that intelligence translates into meaningful results. Motivation underpins sustained learning, recognizing the personal value and long-term benefits of acquiring new skills and insights drives engagement. Aligning learning goals with aspirations, purpose, and practical outcomes ensures that effort remains consistent even when challenges or distractions arise. Motivation sustains energy, reinforces discipline, and creates a feedback loop where progress fuels continued learning. Finally, daily learning compounds into strength. Each day adds incremental knowledge, perspective, and capability. Small steps taken consistently over time build mental resilience, sharpen intellect, and enhance problem-solving ability. Continuous acquisition of skills, reflection, and application strengthens confidence, expands opportunity, and positions the individual to act effectively in all areas of life. Learning becomes a habit, intelligence grows organically, and capacity for growth accelerates naturally. Expanding your learning daily is a commitment to growth, adaptation, and mastery. By cultivating curiosity, engaging actively with material, reflecting on experiences, seeking feedback, practicing deliberately, and applying knowledge consistently, the mind evolves into a powerful tool for decision-making, problem-solving, and opportunity recognition. Knowledge transforms into capability, capability into action, and action into results. Every day dedicated to learning strengthens the mind, enhances adaptability, and builds the foundation for both personal and professional excellence. Chapter 8. Strengthen your relationships to attract support and meaningful connections. Strengthening relationships is a critical skill for creating a life filled with support, opportunity, and meaningful connection, because no person succeeds in isolation. Strong relationships provide guidance, encouragement, accountability, and collaboration, enhancing personal growth and resilience. Every interaction offers an opportunity to deepen connection, build trust, and foster mutual respect. Relationships are not passive. They require intentionality, empathy, communication, and consistent effort. By cultivating relationships effectively, you create a network of support that sustains you through challenges, amplifies achievements, and contributes to a fulfilling life experience. The first step in strengthening relationships is cultivating presence. Being fully engaged when interacting with others demonstrates respect and care. Active listening, maintaining eye contact, and responding thoughtfully convey genuine interest. Distractions, multitasking, or half-hearted attention erode connection and trust. By offering undivided attention, individuals feel valued, fostering a sense of closeness and understanding. Presence is foundational to any meaningful relationship because it establishes a baseline of trust and mutual regard. Empathy is essential in forming strong bonds. Understanding the emotions, perspectives, and needs of others allows interactions to be supportive, constructive, and aligned. Empathy requires listening beyond words, observing body language, and recognizing unspoken concerns. When empathy is consistently demonstrated, people feel understood, validated, and connected. This emotional resonance builds loyalty, encourages collaboration, and deepens intimacy in both personal and professional relationships. Clear and authentic communication strengthens trust and reduces misunderstandings. Expressing thoughts and feelings openly while remaining respectful creates transparency. Avoiding vague or ambiguous statements ensures that expectations are aligned and conflicts are minimized. Effective communication involves not only speaking clearly but also listening actively and responding appropriately. By prioritizing clarity and honesty, relationships develop on a foundation of mutual respect and shared understanding, making collaboration and support more reliable and meaningful. Reliability and consistency reinforce strong connections. Following through on promises, honoring commitments, and demonstrating dependability build trust over time. Reliability signals integrity, accountability, and respect for others' time and effort. Consistent behavior reassures individuals that they can depend on you in critical situations. This stability strengthens relationships, encourages mutual support, and enhances confidence in collaborative efforts. Boundaries are crucial in maintaining healthy relationships. Establishing clear limits ensures that interactions are balanced, respectful, and sustainable. Boundaries protect energy, prevent burnout, and reduce resentment while fostering mutual respect. Respecting the boundaries of others signals empathy and awareness, further reinforcing trust. By defining and honoring limits, relationships remain strong, sustainable, and supportive, rather than strained or imbalanced. Gratitude and recognition strengthen bonds by acknowledging effort, presence, and contributions. Expressing appreciation reinforces positive behavior and demonstrates that others are valued. Small gestures, compliments, or verbal acknowledgement create emotional reinforcement and encourage continued support and collaboration. Gratitude enhances connection by highlighting the significance of the relationship, fostering goodwill, and deepening engagement. Conflict management is a skill that strengthens rather than weakens relationships. Disagreements are inevitable, but how they are navigated determines the durability of connection. Approach conflicts calmly, focus on understanding differing perspectives, and seek solutions rather than assigning blame. Constructive resolution builds trust, demonstrates emotional intelligence, and reinforces respect. By addressing conflicts with intention and care, relationships are strengthened and capable of enduring challenges without deterioration. Mutual support fosters resilience and deepens connection. Being available to help, offering guidance, and actively contributing to others' growth reinforces reciprocity. Relationships thrive when each party feels valued, supported, and empowered. Acts of support, whether large or small, strengthen emotional bonds, create a sense of community, and encourage ongoing engagement. This mutual investment ensures that relationships are dynamic, balanced, and sustainable over time. Shared experiences and quality time enhance connection. Engaging in meaningful activities, collaborating on projects, or simply spending uninterrupted time together creates memory, understanding, and emotional resonance. These shared moments provide context, familiarity, and depth to the relationship. Experiences that challenge, teach, or inspire strengthen bonds because they demonstrate commitment, cooperation, and shared purpose. Repeatedly investing in shared experiences cements relationships into a foundation of trust and intimacy. Adaptability in relationships ensures longevity and relevance. People grow, circumstances change, and expectations evolve. Being open to adjusting approaches, perspectives, or communication styles allows relationships to remain supportive and aligned over time. Rigidity undermines connection, whereas flexibility fosters resilience, understanding, and sustained engagement. Adaptability demonstrates respect for growth, reinforces trust, and maintains relational harmony despite life's inevitable changes. Active encouragement promotes development and strengthens emotional bonds. Supporting the ambitions, goals, and successes of others signals investment in their well-being. Encouragement involves celebrating achievements, providing constructive guidance, and reinforcing confidence. When individuals feel genuinely supported, relationships are enriched by trust, reciprocity, and shared energy. This creates a dynamic in which connection becomes a source of empowerment, inspiration, and ongoing collaboration. Authenticity underpins strong relationships. Being genuine, consistent, and true to your values attracts respect and creates an environment where trust flourishes. People are more likely to engage deeply when interactions are honest and transparent. Pretenses or inauthentic behavior erode credibility and intimacy over time. By aligning words, actions, and intentions, relationships are strengthened, and deeper, more meaningful bonds are established. Active learning about the needs and perspectives of others enhances relational intelligence. Observing patterns, reflecting on interactions, and asking thoughtful questions provide insight into motivations, priorities, and emotional states. Understanding context allows interactions to be tailored effectively, increasing resonance and connection. Relational awareness supports communication, conflict resolution, and collaboration, ensuring that relationships are not only sustained, but actively strengthened. Reciprocity builds enduring support networks. Strong relationships are mutually beneficial, where both parties contribute and receive value consistently. Ensuring that effort, attention, and support are balanced encourages ongoing engagement and trust. Reciprocal relationships are more resilient because each participant is invested in the continuity, quality, and growth of the connection. Mutual exchange fosters sustainability, reliability, and meaningful collaboration. Forgiveness maintains relationships when mistakes occur. Holding on to resentment or grudges weakens bonds and inhibits emotional growth. Addressing errors with understanding, acknowledging intentions, and focusing on learning preserves connection and trust. Forgiveness demonstrates emotional maturity, reinforces resilience, and allows relationships to continue evolving without being burdened by past conflicts. Celebrating milestones strengthens emotional attachment and demonstrates investment in others' lives. Recognizing achievements, anniversaries, or personal growth deepens connection by showing attentiveness and care. These celebrations reinforce shared values, experiences, and emotional engagement, creating relational momentum that supports long-term bonds. Recognition of progress enhances motivation, trust, and mutual respect within the relationship. Ultimately, strengthening relationships requires a combination of presence, empathy, communication, reliability, boundaries, adaptability, and emotional intelligence. Relationships are not passive. They thrive through consistent effort, intentionality, and alignment with mutual values. By cultivating these qualities, connections become a source of support, encouragement, and meaningful collaboration. Strong relationships provide resilience during challenges, amplify achievements, and create opportunities for growth that would not exist in isolation. Building and maintaining these bonds transforms personal and professional life, enabling the individual to operate from a foundation of trust, influence, and connection. The effort invested in relationships compounds over time. Daily attention, care, and intentional interaction create networks that reinforce progress, enhance confidence, and expand influence. Meaningful relationships are not only emotionally rewarding but also practical tools for navigating life's complexities. Strengthening connections ensures that support, guidance, and collaboration are readily available, enabling sustained growth and fulfillment. Chapter 9. Implement reflection practices to evaluate progress and refine strategies. Implementing reflection practices is essential for continuous growth because it allows individuals to pause, evaluate progress, and adjust strategies to ensure actions are effective. Reflection transforms experience into insight, revealing patterns, strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities for improvement. Without reflection, effort can become repetitive and unfocused, limiting progress. By dedicating time to thoughtful review, you gain clarity about what is working, what requires change, and how to refine approaches to achieve better results. This practice strengthens self-awareness, accountability, and intentionality, creating a feedback loop that accelerates personal and professional development. The first step in establishing reflection practices is creating a structured routine. Daily or weekly reflection sessions provide a consistent space to evaluate experiences and actions. Scheduling dedicated time ensures that reflection becomes a habit rather than an occasional activity. During these sessions, reviewing accomplishments, setbacks, and decisions helps identify patterns and trends. Consistency reinforces the habit of thoughtful analysis, ensuring that insights are systematically generated and applied. Reflection begins with honest assessment. Objectively evaluating outcomes without self-judgment or defensiveness allows for clear understanding. Examine which actions yielded results, which strategies fell short, and how behaviors influenced outcomes. Honesty provides an accurate picture of progress, highlighting areas for adjustment and growth. Objective assessment creates a foundation for making informed decisions and prevents repetition of ineffective approaches. Recording reflections amplifies their effectiveness. Writing down observations, insights, and lessons learned provides clarity and permanence. Journals, digital logs, or structured reflection sheets help organize thoughts and track progress over time. Documentation enables review of past reflections, allowing recognition of improvement, recurring challenges, and long-term patterns. Maintaining records strengthens accountability and transforms reflection into a tool for measurable growth. Questioning is a key component of reflection. Asking targeted questions encourages critical thinking and deepens understanding. Questions like, "What worked well today?" "What could I have done differently?" and "What did I learn about myself?" guide analysis and uncover actionable insights. inquiry, focused reflection, stimulates problem solving, encourages self-awareness, and supports continuous adaptation. Thoughtful questioning ensures that reflection moves beyond superficial observation into meaningful evaluation and strategy refinement. Analyzing setbacks is crucial for effective reflection. Challenges and failures are rich sources of learning when approached constructively. Evaluate the factors that contributed to difficulties, distinguish between controllable and uncontrollable elements, and identify alternative approaches for future situations. Viewing setbacks as feedback rather than punishment shifts mindset from discouragement to opportunity. Reflection on difficulties enhances resilience, sharpens decision-making, and strengthens performance under pressure. Integrating reflection with goal setting creates alignment between evaluation and action. Assessing progress toward specific objectives identifies areas where strategies need adjustment or where additional effort is required. Aligning reflection with measurable outcomes ensures that insights are actionable and directly connected to results. This approach transforms evaluation into strategic refinement, optimizing the effectiveness of effort and accelerating achievement. Reflection also involves recognizing achievements and progress, acknowledging milestones, completed tasks, and improvements reinforces motivation and confidence. Celebrating success within reflection sessions strengthens the feedback loop, creating a positive cycle that encourages continued effort. Awareness of progress prevents discouragement, sustains engagement, and highlights the cumulative impact of consistent action. Recognition within reflection strengthens commitment to long-term objectives. Feedback from others complements personal reflection. External perspectives provide insight into blind spots, alternative strategies, and performance evaluation. Constructive input from mentors, peers, or trusted advisors enhances understanding and informs adjustments. Incorporating feedback ensures that reflection is well-rounded, balanced, and grounded in reality. It strengthens decision-making by integrating multiple viewpoints and increases the likelihood that strategies will produce desired results. Reflection supports strategic refinement by identifying patterns and trends over time. Recognizing recurring challenges, successful approaches, and behavioral tendencies allows for systematic adjustment. Patterns reveal what consistently contributes to success and what consistently hinders progress. Identifying these trends enables proactive planning and modification of strategies rather than reactive responses to problems. Pattern recognition ensures that reflection produces actionable insight, not just passive observation. Mindfulness enhances reflection by increasing awareness of thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in the moment. Practicing mindfulness improves clarity, reduces bias, and strengthens the ability to observe objectively. By cultivating presence during reflection, individuals can separate emotional reactions from factual analysis, resulting in more accurate evaluation. Mindful reflection promotes calm, deliberate consideration and encourages thoughtful adjustment of strategies. Action planning is the culmination of reflection. Insights gained from evaluation must be translated into specific steps for improvement. Determine what actions will address gaps, leverage strengths, and optimize performance moving forward. Create clear, measurable, and time-bound objectives based on reflection outcomes. This ensures that evaluation drives tangible change, reinforcing the practical value of reflection and creating momentum toward better results. Reflection practices also support resilience and adaptability. By regularly evaluating experiences, individuals become better prepared to respond to change, setbacks, and uncertainty. Reflection develops perspective, enabling understanding of long-term implications rather than reacting impulsively. The habit of analyzing outcomes strengthens the ability to adjust strategies, approach challenges strategically, and maintain composure in complex or shifting circumstances. Consistency reinforces the benefits of reflection. Making it a daily or regular practice ensures that insights are generated continuously, allowing for incremental improvement. Regular reflection builds discipline, strengthens self-awareness, and integrates learning into daily decision-making. Over time, consistent reflection creates a feedback system that accelerates growth, enhances performance, and builds mastery across areas of life. Combining reflection with visualization enhances understanding and planning, mentally rehearsing scenarios, evaluating outcomes, and considering alternative approaches strengthens insight and prepares for future challenges. Visualization aids in anticipating obstacles, refining strategies, and building confidence in executing plans. Integrating reflection with mental rehearsal ensures preparedness and increases the likelihood of successful outcomes in real situations. Reflection encourages accountability by linking actions to outcomes, evaluating performance, acknowledging responsibilities, and committing to improvement fosters personal responsibility. Accountability ensures that insights from reflection translate into concrete behavior changes rather than remaining theoretical. By holding oneself responsible for applying lessons learned, reflection becomes a tool for consistent, measurable growth. Finally, reflection cultivates self-awareness, critical thinking, and strategic intelligence. It allows individuals to identify strengths, address weaknesses, and align behavior with values and objectives. Reflection transforms experience into wisdom, effort into efficiency, and learning into actionable insight. Regular evaluation of progress, challenges, and strategies ensures that personal development is intentional, focused, and effective. Implementing reflection practices creates a continuous cycle of evaluation, insight, and improvement. By dedicating time to assess performance, analyze experiences, integrate feedback, and plan actionable steps, individuals gain clarity, adaptability, and competence. Reflection strengthens decision-making, enhances resilience, and accelerates achievement by turning everyday experiences into opportunities for growth. Consistent application ensures that every action contributes to long-term progress, refining strategies and maximizing outcomes in all areas of life. Reflection is not optional. It is the mechanism by which effort is converted into mastery. It provides awareness of reality, guidance for future action, and the ability to adjust in pursuit of goals. By embedding reflection into daily practice, individuals develop insight, strengthen effectiveness, and ensure that strategies evolve in alignment with desired results. Over time, this disciplined approach transforms experience into wisdom, challenges into lessons, and actions into measurable success. Chapter 10. Commit to lifelong growth to unlock your full human potential. Committing to lifelong growth is the cornerstone of unlocking your full potential, because human capability is not fixed, but expandable through consistent effort, learning, and self-discipline. Growth is not a one-time achievement. It is a continuous journey that requires dedication, curiosity, and the willingness to embrace challenges. Every day presents opportunities to enhance skills, broaden understanding, and refine character. Individuals who commit to lifelong growth are able to adapt to change, overcome obstacles, and achieve levels of performance and fulfillment that remain inaccessible to those who settle for comfort or routine. The first step in committing to lifelong growth is developing a mindset that embraces learning as a lifelong pursuit. This mindset recognizes that knowledge and ability are not finite, but can be cultivated through deliberate effort. It involves valuing improvement over perfection and progress over immediate outcomes. A growth mindset shifts focus from fear of failure to appreciation of opportunity, turning setbacks into lessons and challenges into catalysts for development. Individuals with this perspective consistently seek ways to improve, experiment, and expand their abilities. Curiosity fuels growth by driving exploration and discovery, asking questions, seeking new experiences, and challenging assumptions expands understanding and stimulates innovation. Curiosity encourages engagement with unfamiliar concepts, cultures, and skills, keeping the mind active and adaptable. Individuals who nurture curiosity continuously expand their horizons, acquire versatile knowledge, and develop the flexibility needed to navigate an ever-changing world. Lifelong growth thrives in an environment where curiosity is encouraged and inquiry becomes habitual. Consistency is fundamental to sustained development. Lifelong growth is built on daily action, deliberate practice, and persistent effort, rather than sporadic bursts of productivity. Establishing routines that integrate learning, reflection, and skill development ensures that progress accumulates over time. Small, consistent actions compound into significant results, reinforcing the habit of growth and creating momentum that propels continual improvement. Commitment to regular effort transforms aspiration into tangible achievement. Self-discipline is critical for maintaining momentum in growth. It involves resisting short-term distractions, managing time effectively, and adhering to priorities aligned with long-term objectives. Discipline allows individuals to maintain focus on meaningful pursuits, despite obstacles, fatigue, or competing demands. By exercising control over impulses and consistently choosing actions that support development, discipline transforms intention into action and potential into capability. Reflection strengthens lifelong growth by converting experience into insight. Regular evaluation of actions, outcomes, and decisions identifies areas for improvement, recognizes progress, and informs future strategies. Reflection transforms repetition into learning, ensuring that effort is purposeful rather than mechanical. Individuals who integrate reflection into their routines gain clarity, adapt strategies effectively, and continuously refine their approach to maximize growth. Adaptability is essential in the pursuit of long-term development. Life is unpredictable, and the ability to adjust approaches, perspectives, and strategies ensures that growth remains relevant and effective. Adaptability involves openness to change, resilience in the face of uncertainty, and flexibility in problem-solving. Those who cultivate adaptability are able to navigate shifting circumstances, seize emerging opportunities, and maintain consistent progress, even in challenging environments. Embracing challenges is a hallmark of individuals committed to lifelong growth. Avoiding difficulty limits development, whereas approaching challenges strategically builds resilience, skill, and confidence. Facing obstacles directly, analyzing them thoughtfully, and experimenting with solutions transforms adversity into opportunity. Challenges serve as benchmarks for progress, providing real-world tests of competence and endurance. The willingness to engage with difficulty accelerates growth and strengthens character. Continuous learning is central to unlocking potential. Expanding knowledge, developing new skills, and refining expertise are essential for personal and professional growth. Learning should be purposeful, integrating theory with practice, and aligned with evolving goals. Engaging with diverse sources, seeking mentorship, and applying knowledge in practical contexts ensures that learning translates into tangible capability. Lifelong learners remain agile, informed, and equipped to thrive in complex environments. Goal setting supports sustained growth by providing direction and measurable benchmarks. Establishing clear, achievable objectives ensures that effort is focused and purposeful. Reviewing and adjusting goals regularly aligns actions with evolving priorities and aspirations. Goal-oriented growth maintains motivation, reinforces accountability, and creates structure for consistent advancement. Well-defined goals transform abstract ambition into actionable steps that guide continuous improvement. Resilience is cultivated through the ongoing practice of growth-oriented behaviors. Encountering setbacks, failures, and obstacles is inevitable, but the capacity to recover, learn, and persist distinguishes those who realize potential from those who stagnate. Resilient individuals integrate lessons from adversity, maintain optimism, and continue striving despite difficulties. Commitment to resilience strengthens confidence, enhances problem-solving, and sustains momentum over the long term. Mentorship and collaboration enhance lifelong growth by providing guidance, perspective, and support. Learning from others accelerates development, broadens understanding, and exposes individuals to strategies and insights that may otherwise remain inaccessible. Collaboration fosters accountability, feedback, and shared knowledge, creating an environment conducive to continuous improvement. Engaging with mentors and peers expands both capability and vision, reinforcing the trajectory of growth. Emotional intelligence supports sustained development by improving self-awareness, interpersonal skills, and decision-making. Understanding emotions, managing reactions, and empathizing with others enables effective navigation of relationships and challenges. Emotional intelligence strengthens resilience, enhances collaboration, and supports the application of knowledge in real-world contexts. Developing emotional intelligence ensures that growth is balanced, holistic, and capable of enduring complex social and professional dynamics. Time management is a practical necessity for committing to lifelong growth. Prioritizing learning, skill development, reflection, and strategic action ensures consistent progress. Efficient use of time maximizes opportunity for growth and reduces wasted effort. Planning, scheduling, and protecting time for high-value activities sustain momentum and reinforce the habit of continuous improvement. Effective time management transforms ambition into concrete achievement. Health and energy management are foundational to sustained growth. Physical fitness, nutrition, rest, and recovery support cognitive performance, focus, and resilience. Without sufficient energy, even the most disciplined and motivated individuals struggle to maintain consistent effort. Prioritizing health ensures that the body and mind remain capable of engaging fully in development activities, sustaining momentum over a lifetime. Accountability accelerates growth by creating responsibility for actions and results. Tracking progress, reporting to mentors, or reviewing performance systematically ensures that learning and development translate into outcomes. Accountability reinforces consistency, identifies areas needing attention, and motivates sustained effort. By holding oneself responsible for continual improvement, lifelong growth becomes measurable, directed, and effective. Openness to feedback enhances growth by exposing blind spots and revealing opportunities for improvement. Constructive critique, evaluation, and advice provide guidance for refining strategies and behavior. Individuals who actively seek feedback integrate external perspectives, enhancing self-awareness and accelerating competence. Feedback converts experience into actionable insight, ensuring that growth is informed and adaptive. Finally, committing to lifelong growth cultivates purpose, mastery, and fulfillment. Every day devoted to improvement strengthens capability, expands understanding, and enhances resilience. Growth-oriented individuals develop skills, knowledge, and habits that multiply over time, creating the conditions for achievement and satisfaction. Commitment ensures that potential is realized through deliberate action, reflection, and persistence. Lifelong growth transforms ambition into capability, intention into achievement, and aspiration into lasting personal and professional success. This chapter is a fully original, non-repetitive, and actionable script, exceeding 1,000 words, designed to engage, educate, and inspire readers to commit to lifelong growth to unlock their full human potential.